Super. We're recording. Hi, Vivin.
Hi, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
All good.
Thank you so much, first of all, for doing this at such short notice.
It's my pleasure indeed.
And welcome to Futuristic Parenting with Codevidhya.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I'm sure you're very, very busy, so I'll get this interview started immediately. Are you good to
Yeah.
go?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So you're a gold medalist, a software developer, an entrepreneur, and a mom blogger, and that must be quite a journey to be starting from there to here. Tell us, how did it all begin, and how did you land at being a mom blogger?
Um, I think it all started with the motherhood. So
Okay.
I was a software developer. I had worked for two startups in Bangalore.
Okay.
I'd worked for almost
Okay.
4.5 years. After getting married, I had to move to Mumbai, but I was working for the same company, but I was working from home. They did not relieve me. They were like, okay, you can work from
Okay.
home. So I was very happy that I get to work for the same company which I love. But then there
Okay.
was the communication was getting difficult with work from home because that was a very first thing. Now it has
Okay.
become very common because it's new normal now. But
Yeah.
back then, three
Yeah.
years back, only I was the one from the whole company who was working from home. So then I took a break.
Okay.
Then uh,
Okay.
I started. I mean, theater and photography was my hobby. So I used to do that as a passion.
Okay.
I used to do wedding photographies as well,
Okay.
pre-wedding, post-wedding photographies during my free time.
Okay.
And I used to put up content
Okay.
on that on my Instagram and some TikToks and all that stuff. Then slowly people
Okay.
started migrating to Instagram, and then I started
Right.
studying about digital marketing and all the stuff. When I got
Uh
pregnant,
huh.
at
Uh-huh.
I was handling two brands, but because of
Okay.
pregnancy, I could not do much. I took a
Right.
break from
Right.
everything, and I started
Uh-huh.
following other moms to understand what is
Okay.
motherhood all about, what are the products to see, buy, and all. And then,
Right.
fortunately or unfortunately, I also ended up doing the mom blogging stuff. So that's how it also happened. Luckily, it is
Wow.
going good now.
So, yeah, yeah, I'm sure. And you say you're a gold medalist, so, that must have some kind of weightage. And to be doing this, you must be having a good balance with what you want to do.
Um, yeah, maybe. But being a gold medalist and being into blogging is a totally a different field. Maybe if I was into software back, or if I was actually
Yeah.
I did my M.Tech because I wanted to do lecturing. I thought once I become a mom, I can
Oh,
take my time
wow.
out and get back into
Uh-huh.
lecturing. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and while
Yeah.
studying, I think I did better. So I
That's a
got.
great this uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was saying that while studying, I got
That's really
lucky and I
good. Like,
got
so
medal.
congrats on the gold medal there.
Thank you.
All right, congrats on that. So you're a certified parent coach, right? Tell
Yeah.
us what that is and how do you help in impacting parents' lives?
So basically, I wanted to study parenting for my daughter uh, because
Mm-hmm.
you know there are so many new methods that has come out. When we were kids, our parents used to hit us, or we were forced to eat the food, or whenever we used to fall, the first thing
Yeah.
that we used to hear is a scolding. Then where the wound is. So
Yeah.
when I heard or when I learned about the things, now the parenting has actually taken a different mode. So when I was pregnant, I was walking and the
Mm-hmm.
kid fell down, and the mom was very
Mm-hmm.
compassionate. She was very kind to the kid, and I was talking to my friend. If this had happened to
Mm-hmm.
me, I would have got nice beating to why I fell down and all. But this is something
Mm.
different. So it was very
Yeah.
curious for me. So that's how I
Yeah.
started studying and reading about parenting. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, once you
Mm-hmm.
study you get a certificate, so that's how I got certificate. So but then I wanted to put up more content on my page regarding that,
Mm-hmm.
and make
Mm-hmm.
parents aware of the things, because
Mm.
as a mom blogger on a daily basis I get nearly 10 to 15,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes 50, if I put up a story of my daughter doing something in a different way.
I understand.
So they ask me, my kid is not
Yeah.
eating, my kid is not studying, how is your daughter sitting and doing
Wow.
activities and all this stuff.
Okay.
So that's how, that's one more reason I started exploring, because there is no one place where you can actually study
Uh-huh.
that parenting, thing, because every
Yeah.
every course or everything
Yeah.
has a different approach. Some do ABC approach, or some do some
Absolutely.
other approach.
Absolutely.
So I just went on studying, and
Yeah.
that's how it happened.
So are you feeling happy that a lot of parents reach out to you and ask you, and you could actually help them out even in the smallest way? That must be making you feel like a superwoman.
Yeah, I mean it is actually a great platform, the social media, to actually reach out,
Mm-hmm.
or ask for help, or
Mm-hmm.
lend your helping hands to them. When they come back and
Yeah.
say that, I used a trick which you told me when my kid was not eating, now I stopped forcing the
Yeah.
kid, so now she's eating, so I
Yeah.
feel happy. But at the same time, when so many
Mm-hmm.
questions come and then you can't answer,
Yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
difficult. And they say that, you don't have time for us. I mean, you have so many people asking us. You have to manage your blogging, your kid, your work,
Ah.
and then reply to all of them.
Wow.
Sometimes gets really difficult.
Wow. Yeah. So let's talk about the work. You said you started a venture called as Wellwin Technologies, which focuses on empowering women and giving them business solutions. What
Yeah.
was the idea behind starting something like this?
Uh, so initially we started with EdTech, because as I'm a techie, I wanted to always start something in terms
Mm-hmm.
of technology. So initially we started with the
Mm-hmm.
EdTech company. Then I got pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm expecting my second baby. So then I took a break.
Oh,
Then,
congrats.
thank you. So then one day I got a message from a girl. She is a mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mom of a 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
She said that, I took a
Okay.
break from my work. I really don't know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be with my baby, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
work as well. I want to support my family. Can you please help me get a job?
Mm.
So uh,
Okay.
so these kind of questions I used to get before also, but maybe because of the pregnancy hormones or
Mm-hmm.
something, this actually hit me. So I was like,
Okay.
uh, if I was not blogging, yeah, it even I
Mm-hmm.
would be in the same place. Now, thankfully, through blogging,
Mm.
I do earn. But what if I was not blogging? If I was just
Mm-hmm.
like a normal housewife,
Mm-hmm.
like how my mother
Mm.
ended up, being a housewife, taking care of all
Mm-hmm.
of us, but she
Mm.
also wanted to work.
Mm.
Is there
Mm.
any way that I can help these moms out in
Mm-hmm.
educating them that even when you sit, even if you're sitting at home, you can still earn. There are so many
Mm.
small businesses
Mm.
these moms start, but they don't know how
Mm.
to market it, or how to be
Mm.
on social media, how to
Correct.
approach others on social media to promote their brand, or
Mm.
there are so many other ways that you can actually earn sitting at home. You may not
Correct.
earn like how you earn in a corporate or something like that, but maybe once it becomes big, someday you will.
Mm.
But at least that, uh,
Wow.
becoming
Yeah.
financially independent, even if you're earning something small for your baby. So when I was pregnant, when I was not working, I used to tell my husband only one thing. You know what? I want to earn at least a diaper for my daughter, at least a
Mm.
frock for my daughter. That would make me happy. That would actually make me,
Yeah.
complete. So
Nice.
I
Yeah.
really want to earn maybe
Mm.
something small. So when I read that
Mm.
message, I thought that I should really work on this. So as I
Mm.
told you, as I'm expecting now, the product
Mm-hmm.
is not completely live. We're still in the development phase
Yeah.
now. So maybe once I get back my
Okay.
energy, I will be able to do more.
Well, all the best with that, and I'm sure that is going to help a lot of people. So, congrats on that as well.
Thank
Um,
you.
I wanna tell you that we at Codevidhya we train kids from the age of 6 to 16. We teach them how to start coding, and you are a techie yourself. So, do you believe that children should start coding as early as they can?
Um, when you spoke about this to me yesterday, so I was just thinking, I
Hmm.
mean, is age 6 a good time to
Hmm.
start?
Hmm.
If I have to think about our generation, I think no.
Hmm.
But if I think of my daughter's
Hmm.
generation, I think
Hmm. Hmm.
they have immense power and the capacity to do really whatever they want. My daughter is just 2 years old,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
anything that we do at home, she just quickly picks it up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe any difficult
Yeah.
activities
Yeah.
or words or anything that I teach. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
usually what parents do is they get books of, if she's 2 years old, they get books of 2 years old. So what I did is I got her
Hmm.
books
Hmm.
which are a little more advanced for her, maybe 3 years, 4 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
we read about how food is
Mm-hmm.
made, how things
Hmm.
behind science. I was surprised that she was
Hmm.
able to pick it up. So
Wow.
I feel that these kids really have the capabilities, and they are prone to the technology. Like I was
Right.
introduced to internet when I was in 10th. We used to go to cyber, see, I was fascinated with Barbie, so I used to log into Barbie.com and just see Barbies or play with it. So our generation was completely different from what these kids are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
a proper education, if it is given, because when I was doing my masters, I used to teach
Mm-hmm.
kids as well who are in ICSE. So they had Java
Hmm.
when they were in fifth
Hmm.
standard, but it was
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
don't know what is basics of coding. Directly they had
Correct.
Java.
Correct.
I was like, they don't even know.
Oh,
They used
okay.
to just mug up the code and go and
Hmm.
write.
Yeah.
So then I used to tell them, no, let's learn about the basics. Let's learn about
Yeah.
what are
Mm-hmm.
uh, the
Yeah. Yeah.
basics of coding. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
the algorithm, how it's
Yeah.
written, or what is this for loop, while
Hmm.
loop. At least let's learn that first, how it
Hmm.
works
Hmm.
in a practical terms.
Absolutely.
I think if you teach them
Absolutely.
properly from the basics,
Hmm.
they will be very much
Mm-hmm.
interested, and you never know, by the age of 10 they'll be able to develop an app, or because now it is very simple and
Yeah.
easy to develop apps or websites. All the things are
Absolutely.
available, just little here and there
Absolutely.
coding changes, and it can be done. I think
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
It's so funny you talk about the education, like learning Java at such an young age without any this thing.
Yeah.
How do you think? How important do you think coding has to? How important do you think coding has become to be implemented in the traditional education system?
So today I totally don't believe in the traditional educational system actually, because what
Okay.
we learn, we are actually not actually implementing it, right?
Mm. Mm.
if
Mm.
if you really wanted to get into that field or do something, then yes.
Mm.
Like for example, I learned
Mm.
trigonometry, I learned calculus, but in my daily life I'm not using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
I feel you should educate the kids in such a way that that will be useful for them for future. I think coding is a language
Mm-hmm.
which helps them in logical reasoning and logical thinking. Like how can I
Mm-hmm.
solve this
Mm-hmm.
problem? Because even a simple
Mm-hmm.
swapping two numbers program can be done in
Mm-hmm.
so many different ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have this
Yeah.
logical
That's
thinking of
correct.
how it's done. Even when I was doing engineering, there were so many
Mm.
people who used to just mug up and come for I is equal to zero, I is less than one, this and that, and they just to write. I was like, I first write the logic. It will be very easy for you to think and create a code of your own that would actually,
Correct.
help you in the
That's
coding.
correct.
So,
Yeah.
um,
That kind of makes sense. I think
hello.
mugging up has also become a part of our traditional education, and we've taught how to mug up as well. Okay. Oh God. What happened?
Can you hear me?
Vivin, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I think we lost the connection.
Yeah, yeah. That's really okay. I think we got you where I think it got cut off after you stopped speaking. So I was saying, mugging up has become a part of our traditional education system as well. Right from our childhood, we've been mugging up, and then we've been throwing it all out on the papers. But
Yeah.
coding is not like that. And coding for children, it's becoming. Do you believe that coding is actually helping children improve other skills if they do learn start early, whether it would be 6 or 10? Would it improve their other skills, and in other areas will they improve their understanding? Do you think so?
Yeah, I totally think so because, as I told you, coding
Mm-hmm.
needs this logical reasoning,
Mm.
and you can be creative as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, for example, if you want to develop a game or something, you can be more creative on how you can do it in a different way. So
Hmm.
it improves your creativity, your logical reasoning,
Hmm.
and basically for overall development. Maybe because I'm a techie, I'm moreover, I used to love coding. I was into development. I didn't like the
Mm-hmm.
testing part because because for the obvious reason that you really can't be creative in the testing. Of course you
Right.
can be a little creative, but
Mm-hmm.
not as creative as how a developer
Right.
thinks the program is all about.
Right. Right.
So I feel yes.
Wow. So I want to come back to one thing that when you do so many things, being a mom blogger and everything. I want to know, how do you manage your time?
Uh, so thankfully I have a nanny for my daughter.
Okay.
So so whenever I am working, so I have somebody to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to her development, I make sure that I take out 2 to 3 hours exclusively for her without my gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit and we do activities. So whenever I say that, this activity time, she's very happy. She's like, now mama baby time. Yes, now it's mama baby time. So we sit. It's not like other kids who run away with the activities book. So
Mm-hmm.
she's very happy when I come up with a book.
Mm-hmm.
She's very excited. So I
Yeah.
think in that way, I think I kind of balance with my
Yeah.
work and my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whenever she sleeps is when I get my peace of mind to think of new ideas or
Correct.
create something or edit my content now.
Right.
Um, because most of them they say that when your kid sleeps you need to sleep, but I think when your
Hmm.
kid sleep is when you can actually think of so many things.
Right.
So yeah, so this is how I manage my stuff.
Wow.
You
Um.
really
Uh,
need somebody to help you actually. You really
that.
can't do so many things if you really want to do so many things. And if
Hmm.
you say that no, I am doing managing, no,
Yeah.
I do have a help to
Yeah.
help me with my daughter. Yeah.
So basically, you're saying that you need to ask for help. There's nothing wrong
Of
in that.
Yeah, of course. But you need to be really mindful of
Right.
what the other person is teaching or
Right.
doing or treating your daughter or
Right.
your
Right.
son.
Yeah.
Once you get your things sorted, I think you'll be sorted. Or else it's really difficult because that is also
Uh-huh.
one more management skill, managing other person.
Absolutely. I think that is completely true. And especially after last year's pandemic, a lot of things have changed for children, right? And I
Yeah.
just want to know, for parents who are out there, like you, young parents, how did you manage last year? And, how did you make sure that the children got enough of everything? Socializing, making friends, because this was something which was, of course, I didn't get your daughter's name.
Viara.
Viara. So I'm sure Viara, like, she was not definitely going outside, but there were so many other children at the age of 4 or 5, 6 who would have loved to gone out with their friends and played. how do you, what should have parents done? What could parents do to maintain the balance in their children and their life as well after last year?
Yeah. So even now, I'm very scared to send my daughter down, even though they say that
Mm-hmm.
she's too small and nothing is going to affect her.
Mm-hmm.
But being a mom of two, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mom of 2-year-old, and
Yeah.
also becoming mom of one more kid, it
Uh-huh.
it, it it's really difficult for a mom to actually send a kid
Mm-hmm.
down to play
Mm-hmm.
or mingle, because as soon as a small kid goes, they want to touch the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want to wear mask now because they say that okay, we took vaccination,
Yeah.
we already got once, we don't want to wear
Mm-hmm.
mask. There are
Yeah.
so many people who are educated who act
Yeah.
like they are not.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I take
Mm-hmm.
her down
Mm-hmm.
for a walk or whatever
Mm-hmm.
when nobody's there,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the only way to socialize is through online.
Mm-hmm.
So if she feels that she wants to talk to her friends or something like that, then we do a video call and make her talk to her friends. So to play, we are there for her, and I know that this time is gonna pass, and someday she'll go down and play with no other kids like normally. But as of
Mm-hmm.
now, I really don't want to take a risk for.
No, but as you said that, I also understand that, parents are trying their level best to keep the child active as well, and
Yeah.
without just because I think, I wanted to ask you this because, you might have been asked a lot of time these things. We've seen children from the past 1 year being glued to the screen, whether it would be online classes or, like you said, Zoom classes or whatever. What are certain activities that you recommend that they should take part in to keep their body and mind, mental health in check, to leave the screen aside? So what are those small activities that they can do so that they keep their body health as well as mental health and the mental peace of mind in check?
Uh, so I'll I don't know how it would have been if my daughter was more than 3 years old or four, but
Mm-hmm.
she's just 2 years old, and I've
Mm-hmm.
always tried to reduce the screen time for her.
Okay.
So what I do, so I can just tell from my experience
Sure.
on what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not too keen of screen time also. So sometimes these days I try to make her watch the rhymes,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not too keen. So what I got her used to is this Alexa or Google Mini.
Okay.
So whenever she wants to listen to songs, we just say, "Hey Google, can you play?" Then the screen time automatically reduces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is one thing we do,
Mm-hmm.
and we do lots of pretend play. So I got a nice kitchen set for her, so she's so busy all the time cooking the dishes
Correct.
for us and other
Correct.
stuff. And as I told you, every day I take out minimum 3 hours of mine, morning 1 hour,
Mm-hmm.
evening 1 to 2 hours of time.
Mm-hmm.
So we do sensory activities for her,
Mm-hmm.
maybe through rainbow rice or
Mm-hmm.
play doh,
Mm-hmm.
or I got some activities kits, some Intel
Mm-hmm.
activities kits. I've got some Flint to School activities kits, some
Okay.
NeuroKids activity kits. So
Mm-hmm.
they are like almost ready made. You really don't have to make the things. They
Mm-hmm.
are there, but your parents should be there to do those activities. So sometimes we do lion,
Mm-hmm.
elephant, snake,
Mm-hmm.
or so there are so many things that you can actually do with
Mm-hmm.
paper and craft paper painting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can actually do painting.
Absolutely.
Actually, just a clay dough can
Mm-hmm.
keep them engaged for minimum 1 hour.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or the building blocks, some
Mm-hmm.
open end games.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have these activity books which are like Velcro, so she
Mm-hmm.
likes that. And I have a
Mm-hmm.
good collection of books, so she has a small library. So
Mm-hmm.
even if now somebody comes to her house, she first goes to her library, get one book, gives them,
Mm-hmm.
read this
Oh.
for me. So, but this habit, I think I have started when she was just 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
used to read books for her. I used to get different books. So every month I try to invest money in books.
Correct.
than the plastic toys or something. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing significant changes in her in
Mm-hmm.
terms of her vocabulary or her understanding, her curiosity, creativity, and it has actually reduced the screen time.
Yeah, yeah. I think reducing the screen time has become one of the most top priorities right now, and it was something which was out of our hands, and now
Yeah,
we have to make sure that something like that is happening. I want to
yeah.
ask you, if Viara is interested, would you be enrolling her to start learning to code early?
Yes, yes, of course. So, being a techie, I'll be
Mm-hmm.
very happy if she gets into tech.
And do you believe that, do you wish that you had the chance to learn coding a lot earlier than you did?
Yes, because I felt that
Mm-hmm.
just in engineering, first year though will just go off in learning all other subjects,
Yeah.
and all you get is just 3 years. In that also, you
Mm-hmm.
have very limited scope to learn particular language or particular subject.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so me and my brother, we have 8 years difference. So
Okay.
what I used to tell him or guide him when he was in school, I mean, I was in my college studying is,
Mm-hmm.
just visit this website. You can learn, how to build a website like
Mm.
w3schools.com. Just go there, just learn simple coding things. It's very
Mm.
interesting. I mean,
Mm.
um, I used to feel very fascinated when
Mm-hmm.
new feature or something can be integrated, or when you can do creative stuff or website.
Yeah.
Even just
Yeah.
creating a new website was like a very um, fascinating thing. Now there are so many inbuilt stuff. You can
Yeah.
just drag and drop and you can create a website. But
Yeah.
creating from the scratch is something
Yeah.
was very interesting. So when I used to guide my brother what he could do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure I would do much more with my daughter.
I'm pretty sure, and I think every parent right now who is in the dilemma that should we or should we not. I think you just nailed it for them, because I think the answer itself is very important, where creativity comes out, and like you said, everything is being fed into us right now, like given to us by like spoon feeding. Okay, put this over there, put that over there, and that's it, your website is done. But only the
Yeah.
person who builds it from scratch would actually know. So
Yes.
when I'm talking about this, so which what do you think the future looks like? Like, if traditional education system gets informed and implements coding in their daily classes or academics, how do you feel the future is going to look like?
If the traditional schooling system actually changes, then it's
Hmm.
gonna be a boom in the education system in India,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
So, my daughter is 2 years old, as I said, and we were just debating on where to enroll her. So, there were
Hmm.
now ICSE, state syllabus,
Right.
IGCSE, then IB. So, we were thinking
Hmm.
IB would be better because it is more of practical thing than the traditional one. I was like, I really don't want her to mug up
And
things.
could you please tell me what is IB?
Uh, it's an international board.
Okay. Okay.
So, basically, it's more of, practical oriented. They won't force a kid to study. There is no
Hmm.
mugging up. There is no
Hmm.
books as such that
Hmm.
it's all based on you have to research, you have to create a presentation, and then you
Hmm.
need to present based on your research.
Wow.
Then just reading what is in the book.
Hmm.
When
Yeah.
was king this one was born, when he
Yeah.
died? No, not just that. Like
Yeah.
it's more practical oriented. I feel that
Yeah.
that is more important because in practical life
Hmm.
we actually google stuff, we actually
Right.
research on things. Even if I have to write a simple blog, I
Hmm.
just don't put up things. I research,
Mm.
then I ask people, is this content proper? Can I put it up? Because
Yeah.
as a mom blogger, I really can't put up stuff on medical things. So I asked my
Correct.
friend who is a doctor. She's like, okay, yes, this is proper. This is what medical says. Okay, then fine. Then I can put it up.
Great.
So that is what we all actually do. So I think
Hmm.
traditional. Education system really needs a change.
Hmm.
And this mugging up things or punishing the kid or forcing them or
Correct.
just study for the sake of exam to get
Hmm.
marks or something. Since my childhood, I never liked it because I
Yeah.
felt that just mugging up a writing just for the sake of exam. Somebody who's really good at mugging, they always top. And and somebody who actually puts an efforts to understand, okay, what it is, how I can implement this,
Yeah.
will actually end up, not getting what they actually want to get.
Absolutely true. I think, coming to think of it, I can imagine or I can think about so many subjects that I mucked up, and now I cannot answer any question from there. So, like you said, I think it's very important. So, coming to that point, I want to know from your end what would be few tips that you would give to the parents. I know you're just a mother, or I mean, you're a mother of a 2 year old. I mean, of course, the experience is going to grow, and you'll have a lot more tips to come when we are a grows up. But for now, when you look at how parents are doing their things of any age, of children of any age, with children of any age, what do you think? There are few tips that you would give to the parents.
So again, I would just say, based on my experience, which I've gained through my studies and my with my 2 year old daughter, is first thing is don't force the kid and don't put in their mind that they have to become X. Yeah, so we are doctors, and I'm sure that you will also become a doctor. We are into business, and I'm sure you will take our business ahead. So let the kid explore, because when I was a kid, I wanted to do so many things, but then at some point, I also ended up doing what my parents wanted me to do. Of course, parents will have a vision that I could not do A, so let my daughter do it. So don't keep that in your mind. So let the kid explore. Don't force the kid, if because this is a very common question. It will start when the kid is small. They start forcing the kid for the food. Then they'll start forcing the kid to read. Then they'll start forcing the kid to study what they want. Then they start forcing the kid to get married to whomever they want to, no, get married to. So this forcing thing will start from. I feel that it starts from the baby is born.
Hmm.
So as a parent, just undo what you have learned and try not to force the kid. Kid is just like you and me. We don't like if somebody forces us to eat the food that we don't like to eat. We don't want to marry somebody whom we really don't like to marry, right? So that is the same with the kid. And make sure that you spend at least 1 or 2 hours of your time with your child without gadgets, so that you bond with the kid, so that the kid also gets that bond with you. And that will actually help you and your kid in a better way. So you will not end up saying that my kid is not listening to me, because you don't have the bond with your kid. And why will the kid listen to you? Like, do you
Hmm.
listen to a stranger? No, you
Hmm.
don't listen. You only listen to your mom, maybe because she has a bond with you. Sometimes you don't listen to your father also, because father is always busy, right? So you always end up listening to your mom, and then you tell
Hmm.
your mom that, please tell dad that, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So that is because you need to develop the bond. At least take out 1 or 2 hours of your time without
Hmm.
gadgets. Just sit with them, maybe read or do activities or go for a walk.
Hmm.
Engage yourself with the kid and have a eye contact. I think these are some few simple things that you can
Yeah.
actually implement for a better
That's.
mom. I
I
mean,
think.
parenting.
I think you just really said it right on the head. I think you hit it right on the head with that, because we've seen a lot of people, not building that bond, because obviously we cannot say career is not important, but you need to make sure where it is. And I'm glad for a very small extent that the pandemic did happen last year, so that we kind of
Yeah,
realized sitting at home
importance.
how the importance is, how much we understand our spouse as well, what do they do at home, so that we also can pitch in. And with our children, what do they do, what is their mind thinking at what time of the day. So I think you are absolutely right. I think building that bond really really helps. And thank you so much, Vivin, for speaking with us and giving dropping all these gems. I'm sure our listeners will be really really happy to listen to this episode, and I'm sure a lot of them would have learned a lot of things coming from you. And I will not keep you any longer. I'm sure you're very busy, so thank you once again for coming on as a guest.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me as a guest, and I hope, I mean, I tried to speak from my heart.
Yeah,
I hope it has reached
yeah,
the one who are listening to this. And thank
yeah,
you again for giving me this opportunity. And it was really
yeah,
nice. You guys took me back to my coding days. Now I feel that
yeah.
I miss my coding.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad to listen to that as well. And uh, thank you, and
Yeah,
take care, and all the best.
thank you so much. Bye
And
bye.
congratulations on the baby.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I'll just stop recording.
Yes.